Just inside the house was the main living room, which was spacious and bright. Each area had its own unique smell. The living room smelled of lint balls. A plastic-covered sofa sat against the wall facing the front door. They had the plastic on the couch to keep the good furniture from getting dirty. A table sat against the front window that we knew to be a special table because on it sat a large white Bible that was described as the family Bible. Next to it were pictures of my family and a piece of art that had the word Yahweh written in Hebrew on it. A portrait of Martin Luther King Jr., another of Black Jesus, and a rendering of the 23rd Psalm hung on the walls of the living room. The living room was not for frivolous play. It was a space to entertain special company. We didn't just hang out in the living room, and if we did, we got in trouble. There was always an abundance of snacks waiting for us in the dining room: pork rinds, Little Debbie zebra cakes, oatmeal cream pies, cookies, and candy. The freezer was stocked with ice cream and ice pops that my grandfather, Granddaddy Joe, would bring by. He lived in another part of Rocky Mount. Through the dining room was the den, which functioned as an alternate living room, where all of us hung out leisurely. At any given time, 20 of our family and close family friends were in the home at once. When I entered the house after the long drive down, I would run straight into the kitchen to be greeted by Mama Hattie, who was usually there preparing a meal for us. The kitchen often smelled of pies baking or chicken and dumplings on the stove. If we were visiting around the holidays, stacks of sweet potato pies would be waiting for us on the counter. "Hey, sugar," Mama Hattie would say when she saw me, her face glistening with sweat from standing over the hot stove for hours. She would wrap her arms around me, swallow up my small body, and kiss my face a few times. She was home. I was home. Godly is the word I use to describe my grandmother. She was the first person to introduce me to the faith. I knew her to be the main caretaker for me, my brother, and my cousins when we spent the summer in Rocky Mount. I spent a great deal of time with Mama Hattie, so I got to watch her closely. Like with the home, I can picture her vividly. I can see her sitting in her room, on the front corner of her bed, leaning toward a side table with a small lamp on it. I can even see what she was wearing. She often wore a thin white robe with small buttons in the front and what looked like splashes of colors, either flowers or butterflies. Most importantly, I can see that she is reading her Bible, held with such love and care. She would often spend the morning sitting on the corner of her bed, quietly reading, wearing large oval reading glasses. We all understood that this was sacred time, and she was not to be disturbed. I would sometimes sit on the opposite side of the bed and watch her,